So my name is Prouty. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Shepper, and we perform on-demand inspections on behalf of businesses around the world. And we do that using a network of people that we call our shepherds. So they're people like you and me who download our app and go and check on assets in their local area to make money. And the inspiration for the idea was actually born out of a need ourselves. As asset owners in previous businesses, we never really had any centralized means of going and checking on these assets. So we'd have warehouses and other properties around the world, and we'd send very expensive security companies or people we knew to go around and check on these things, but they'd often have to travel a very long way to get there. They'd charge exorbitant fees, it'd be on long-term contracts. We thought there's got to be a better way of doing this. If we can start by just cutting out that travel time and having someone who's in close proximity to that asset, then immediately it's going to be that much more cost effective. So that's something we're doing, and we're working across a number of different industries, including the insurance space, retail, checking on outdoor advertising boards for like a JC&Co, L'Oreal in retail. But we've really narrowed in on this short rentals space, where we can go in and check properties between guests, check for cleanliness, and also attribute damage between guests. Yeah, so it was born out of that own need. We were just spending so much money on alternative means, and it wasn't just the cost, but it was also the output that we were getting. So people were going to the properties and they were often writing on pen and paper, window broken, and then they'd post that report through the letterbox of the property that we're not even at. So it was a desire to not only cut costs and streamline and make things more efficient, it was also a desire to introduce technology in some shape or form into the service. The shepherds are like anybody. They're like you and me. Anybody can do shepherding for us, young and old. The great thing about the service is the fact that you don't need anything to do it beyond a mobile phone. So it's not like an Uber where you need a car or a Deliveroo, you need a scooter. Download the app, you have a phone, and get walking. Go check out your neighborhood. Go do a Airbnb penthouse one day, a bus stop the next, checking on product in store, following. So it's a real diversity, and I think it's appealing to people who enjoy that and love the idea of being able to do a mix of things in a day, and they're actually asked to engage their brain a little bit. They're asked their opinion. What do you think of this problem? And that really appeals to a certain type of person. I mean, when we started this business, we actually never thought that we'd be able to serve this segment. Our concern being, how do we get these shepherds into the properties? We always thought, well, we can always do an external property check, but how are we going to get in? How are we going to get beyond that front door? And that's something that has been a challenge for us since day one. But thankfully, with the introduction of services like Keynest and probably later Clevio, all of a sudden that's quite literally opened doors for us, and our ability to now be able to send shepherds in and do property checks, not just for the large host makers and air sorters, but also individuals who just own one or two properties and just want to know how things are when they're sitting on the beach in Barbados. I think for us, and probably just generally speaking property management space, it's about becoming much less reactive and being more proactive. So at the moment, somebody will tell us that there's a problem or there's been reports of a leak, so we'll send somebody around. I'd love to get to a place where we're sending somebody over before that happens, or we're anticipating that there might be a problem. And I think we're getting close to that, because all of this data that we're gathering, we're starting to see trends. So we can start to understand for Thames water that we're entering November, the streets are getting colder, it's a higher likelihood of burst pipes in that area. We saw it last year, we're anticipating it again this year. So let's send shepherds around to check the condition before it becomes a bigger problem, before you're having to turn off the mains and charge people a lot of money to go and repair it. So I think this general theme of just being much more proactive, anticipating problems, rather than responding to problems once they've already happened, that's where we feel things are going.